Good evening. I get the distinct pleasure of leading a team of collective brilliance every day that you all know as Mayor Ginther's Department of Neighborhoods. And tonight we have on display the progress that has been made through the Envision Hilltop plan. And that's something to be celebrated tonight. It's an exciting night to be here, to feel this energy and the collective spirit as we witness the progress of Envision Hilltop's community plan. As you look around you, this is a testament to what we can achieve when we come together, united under a shared vision for a brighter future. You will hear from a few of the champions of the plan later in the agenda, but first I want to pause and say thank you to all of our elected officials for being here today. A thank you especially to our mayor for his vision in identifying the Hilltop and his priorities of, say it with me, neighborhoods, 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 exactly. To our phenomenal community partners and our colleagues across the city, the Department of Recs and Parks, Department of Public Service, the Department of Public Safety, the Department of Development, our invaluable partnership with the Mid-Ohio Food Collective. What about this building that we're in tonight? Is it not fabulous? And most importantly, our dedicated Greater Hilltop Area Commissioners and so many more. It was your passion, it was your dedication, it was your ability to stick with the plan that got us to where we are today. I don't know if you can believe it, but 5 years have passed since we embarked on this ambitious journey with the launch of the Envision Hilltop Community Plan. Yes, the initial couple of years presented us with a small challenge called the C word, COVID. But it didn't deter us. We kept striving, we adapted, we innovated, we persevered, and we continued to push forward. More importantly, you continued to push forward, fueled by the belief in the potential of this community. But let me be clear, this is not the finish line. This is a vibrant, living document. It's a dynamic roadmap that requires continued dedication, sustained engagement for many years to come. And now it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce a leader who champions not only this neighborhood, but our entire city of Columbus. Would you join me in giving a rousing round of applause for our mayor, Mayor Andrew J. Ginther.
Good evening. It is great to be back on the Hilltop. I've had one of those cool days, couple of days as mayor, and have gotten to talk to young people visiting City Hall with Councilmember Day Acauer. Got to be in North Linden this morning, Franklinton yesterday, here this evening. Just a great time, blessed with some incredible weather, but even better neighbors in neighborhoods throughout the city. So just so grateful. I'm going to introduce Matt here in a minute, but so grateful for his leadership at the Mid-Ohio, I almost said Food Bank, Mid-Ohio Food Collective, and a great partner of ours, and want to thank him for hosting us here tonight, and for all of you that are joining us. You know, so much has happened since we announced this plan. When you think about it, just in the last 5 years, already $180 million invested, public, private, philanthropic, into the Envision Hilltop plan. The Hilltop Early Learning Center. Why was that so important? Because we knew that 3 and 4-year-olds on the Hilltop were the least likely to be enrolled in high-quality early learning opportunities than anywhere in our city. And we said that if we want to make sure that every family and every neighborhood is sharing in our success, the Hilltop Early Learning Center had to be a priority. We're also, in addition to renovating Glenwood Pool, revitalizing Sullivan Avenue. So some of the things we've done there, $10 million in infrastructure, streets, alleys, sidewalks, new street lights, traffic signals and signage, bump outs, and pedestrian refuge islands. Crashes are down 50% on Sullivan Avenue. Extreme speeding is down 92%, and big investments in public art. Obviously, we're here. The Mid-Ohio Food Collective celebrated the grand opening of this 7-acre smart farm that will serve as an educational hub and demonstration space for high-tech growing techniques. We continue to make investments in the Blueprint Columbus and Hilltop neighborhoods, including additional sewer upgrades to address existing deficiencies in severe flooding locations. Construction will begin soon on the new Sullivan Avenue Police Substation. Completion is currently scheduled for August 2026. And last month, we introduced the Clean and Safe Corridor Initiative. Lisa Boggs has been talking about this to me for years, and I'm really excited that everybody here in the Hilltop has banded together with all of our city departments to make sure that we're not just cleaning up and making safer these corridors, but then following up on the great city and volunteer staff to make investments of both operating dollars and capital dollars, more lighting, cameras, additional resources to make sure that these corridors are safe and clean and welcoming. And then on a Link Us update, first of all, thank you for your overwhelming support for the Link Us issue that was on the ballot last November. CODA has confirmed that the West Broad BRT line is still projected to be completed by 2028. A lot of great things are happening on the Hilltop, and we are just getting started. We're working on a capital budget that we'll be working with council on adopting here in the next month or two, additional investments of capital dollars onto the Hilltop that are part of our larger plan and that are spoken to in the Envision Hilltop strategic plan, as well as I announced at State of the City last week, putting a bond package before voters this fall to ask for the city's largest investment in housing in our history, $500 million that we want to invest in housing so that everybody who works in our community is able to afford to live here too. And we know that rents and home prices are growing faster than wages. And folks on fixed incomes and lower wage earners are already feeling the squeeze like never before. And the best thing we can do to fight homelessness and make housing more affordable is get more units built. And we have a responsibility as a city to lead that. We also need to bring the rest of the region along, because the city of Columbus cannot solve this for the region. We need our suburban neighbors and ex-urban neighbors to join us in that effort. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for making Envision Hilltop a reality. There's so much more work to do. And I think by continuing to work together, leveraging our relationships, we can continue to invest in this neighborhood, because the best days of the Hilltop are still ahead of us. God bless you. Please welcome Matt Habash, CEO of the Mid-Ohio Food Collective.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, council members, and all the other electeds that are here as well. I'm going to be extremely brief. There's a lot going on, and I just want to let you know that for us, this is it's about giving back to a community, about really talking about. Mayor just talked about housing. If you want to end hunger in this community and across this country, it's going to be because we solve the housing crisis. That's the number one issue that people spend their money on. And if we can solve for that, then people will have the resources to buy their own food and would not have to come. We had a record year last year, unfortunately, at the Mid-Ohio Food Collective for people served. I didn't think that was possible after COVID, but we are up 38% from the COVID years in terms of people asking for help. We all know how hard it is to do the things we do. Well, one of the things we realized was we weren't going to end hunger just by food banking our way out of that problem. It was really about what else could we do. And for us, we got into farming first on the south side, and we learned a valuable lesson. If you don't own the land, you can get kicked off of it. And we got kicked off of it. So in a partnership with the city and the land bank, we were able to acquire this land. And this land is it's very special to me because 100 years ago when I was on city council, we tried to develop this entire thing with housing and couldn't get anybody to do anything back then for that back in those days. But the fact that that health center is there, which is where we did diabetes research in 2010, we partnered with WODA on the housing project here as their nonprofit partner, and then to have this 7 acres in the middle and to really try to connect it all. So all of the boxes on the apartment complex, we're maintaining all of those. The team here gets to do all of that, teach, build, so that people can grow their own food inside of those plots over there. But everything else around here, so far it's over a $10 million investment in this community just to build what we do. And this has become a national showcase already, and we just got started. We literally got the keys last March. We've got some more building plans. If you want to get an idea what it all looks like, you haven't been to the back of the room, go see the video, because they did a nice video to really describe what this will look like when it's fully built out. But it really is about, for us, teaching people how to grow food differently, looking at issues like environmental issues and carbon offsets and all these kind of things, restoring this land. This is the very western edge of the old hospital site. And so that is, they tell me that's dirt out there, not soil. And it can't grow in dirt. You got to grow in soil. So we're really trying to figure all those things out, teaching how to grow on your patio with those kinds of containers right there, a lot of things. And one of the things I was really proud of last year, most people don't know this, but Columbus hosted the USDA BIPOC Farmers Conference here in Columbus. And we were one of the sites they came to visit. So we hosted a big luncheon here. And the most exciting thing out of that was the 10-year-old young men who were farmers in southern United States were pummeling Trevor, our farm director over there, with questions. And they just pummeled him with how do you do this when they solve different things. We've got a container we can grow indoors. They were just asking him all kinds. It was just exciting to watch these young people really want to know how to grow food differently, how to grow food better, how to go and make a living at it. So for us, a lot of this is about mentoring. We've already had some of our mentees get high-paying jobs. So for us, it's bringing people in. It's a great place to do STEM education because we got drones and computers and all kinds of things that I don't profess to understand as an old guy that they're using, to how we can grow food differently, how we can teach. We've had a great partnership with Highland Youth Garden. They've done amazing work, in this community for a very long time. And so for us to come together and say, how do we do this differently? And that's really what this is about. It's about economic development. We seem to follow the mayor around, so now he was doing the east side, so we're now going to do a big Kroger project on the east side to help use that as one of the anchors to revitalize the east side, Eastland area, mall area community. So we're excited about the opportunity. We intend to continue to stay here. Eventually the road gets done. We will decorate the front of this building. We don't want to plant grass and then have it all torn up, spend money we don't need to spend. But we will continue to work with the community. We have already produced a lot of food that's feeding this community, and it's high quality, organic, grown types of foods that we're making available to people. We've estimated it'll be over $300,000 a year worth of food being grown out of here, given back to the community right here and on the hilltop. And I couldn't be prouder, as a former council member of this city, to see this kind of development happening right on the hilltop. We could have put this anywhere, and for us to have it right in the heart of the city is what makes it so special. So thank you all for being here. This is the community's building in terms of what we can do with this space, and we're really proud to be able to host groups here. It's now my privilege, I think Nancy's council member, you going first? Okay, which one? Nancy Dayacker is going to go first, and then I think following her is our other wonderful council member. We've had great support from the mayor and council to do the work we're doing throughout this community, but especially with this project. So thank you. Council member?
Good evening. I would like to start with this fundamental truth. West Side, best side. We all know it. The rest of the city needs to know it. So prior to coming to City Council, I served as a pastor and community advocate on the West Side for a decade. And back when we started this whole Envision Hilltop process, my colleague, Councilmember Green, and I, we were here as just regular people giving our 2 cents worth about, what we thought would be great for this part of town. Nick Bankston was just a city employee at that time. He was leading that effort. Little did we know that the 3 of us neighborhood lovers would be city council members working together and it's exciting to just see the progress that has been coming along. And I want to thank all of the residents and community leaders who gave up their time to come to those events and participate in the process, to explore opportunities, to think about all the possibilities that the West Side has. And I am grateful for all the people who took that next step and have continued on this work and getting down and figuring out, well, how do we make these things happen? What do we have to do for bringing people together, for creating community? That takes a lot of work, and it takes courage. It takes courage to step up and make change happen. Things have gone on to a wonderful start. Great progress is being made, and this future is still out there of all the possibilities that you have to make your community what you want it to be. All of you are participating. You are creating the Hilltop's preferred future. I would now like to toss over to my colleague and friend, Councilmember Melissa Green.
Thank you so much, everybody. First and foremost, I just want to extend my sincere gratitude to the Department of Neighborhoods, my former home, for hosting us tonight for this wonderful update. I also want to thank the Mid-Ohio Food Collective sincerely for hosting us here tonight and for the work that you do every day to protect our most vulnerable residents, to invest your time and your resources into this community that I live in, that I love so much. Thank you to the mayor for your championing this great and wonderful plan that we're here to talk about tonight. My name is Melissa Green. I am your neighbor. I am a resident here on the Hilltop. I'm a very proud licensed social worker, and I am also your Columbus City Council member. I represent Columbus from right here in District 6, which includes the Hilltop and the Westland areas. I have been advocating in this community for well over a decade, and like Councilmember Dayakauer said, had the privilege to be able to collaborate with so many community leaders that are here sitting around this room today, and I just want to take the opportunity also to shout some of them out because they are worthy of celebration, probably more so than I am right now. People like Lisa Boggs, who inspire me every single day, who have dedicated her entire life, definitely adult life anyways, to making this community the happiest, healthiest, safest place to live and work. The Cars, Carla and Scott sitting right next to her, I mean, just show up every single day when there's a need. They are here to answer. Shelley Casto, who has planted a flag that is working to make sure not just that people in our community have access to food, but also that there is opportunity for positive youth development for our young people here in our community through the mentorship and the training programs that you're doing. Work that also the Mid-Ohio Food Collective here at the Mid-Ohio Farm is undertaking. People like Pam Weaver, where is she, who have fought for community development here on the Hilltop for many, many years through the Hilltop Business Association, or your work on the, what's it called, the safety thing, you know, everyone does it, Block Watch. That paved the way, that work paved the way for people like Danny Peterson, new leaders who are now leading the Hilltop Rise Economic Development CDC that is working to bring jobs to this community and real economic opportunity for our neighbors and our neighborhood. It has been an honor over the last decade of my life to be able to stand beside all of these champions to be able to do this big and important work. And if you know me, you know that this work is personal to me. Not only do I live here, but my son and his father are 4th and 5th generation Hilltop residents. And when it came time for us, when we decided that we wanted to start a family, there was absolutely no doubt about where it was that we wanted to be planting our roots. And it was right here. We wanted to be a part of the great history of this community, and we also wanted to be a part of driving progress forward. But we know that in any community, including this one, progress isn't promised. It has to be planned for. And the Envision Hilltop plan is our blueprint. It's a plan that was built by the people of this community, for the people of this community, with the people of this community, and it puts people first. It's how we take care of our people, it's how we protect the things that we've built, and it's how we prepare for what there is ahead. And there's no greater embodiment of that than I think the site that we're standing on right now. This site was once a vacant brownfield lot. It was the home for many, many decades of a mental institution. And it has been utterly transformed into a place where now we are literally growing community, a place where people can come together, they can imagine a new and a different future. And it's also a place where we're doing what people on the hilltop have always done and will always continue to do, taking care of the people in our community that need a little bit of an extra hand, providing food and resources to people in our community to make sure that no one here gets left behind. And I am not gonna stand up here and sugarcoat things. I drive the same streets home from work that you all do every day. I know that we still have work that there is to do, and I know there are still problems that we have to solve. But when I look around this room, I see something that people who don't live here, that aren't from here, probably, maybe, hopefully they do, but maybe they don't. And that is that the people of this community will never stop fighting for the people that they love, for the place that they come home. We are not afraid. We will never back down from something just because it's a little bit of hard work or it's big and it's bold. It would be a huge mistake to underestimate this community. And so it has been the privilege of my life to have the opportunity to continue to partner with all of you, both as your neighbor and also as your council member. And our city's commitment to the Envision Hilltop plan is not just something we do because we have to. It's our promise. It's our promise to this community that we will continue to stand beside the people that have never stopped fighting for this neighborhood and fight alongside you for the future that we all deserve, for the future that is worthy of our children, and also for the future that we know is possible. And so thank you again for being here tonight. Thank you for believing in this community. It is the thing that keeps me up at night, and it is the thing that gets me out of bed each morning. And so we continue to fight on another day. And so with that, I'm going to turn it over, I believe, to someone who needs no introduction, Nick Plauk, who is leading the Envision Hilltop Plan strategy. Let's give him a round of applause. And give yourselves a round of applause, too. And thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Nick Plauk, and I am the Neighborhood Program Specialist here supporting the Envision Hilltop Plan. Thankfully, to immediately follow Melissa's speech, and we do have a short video to share. Enjoy the video, and I'll be back here shortly.
For years, the residents of the Hilltop have been working together, driven by a shared vision to uplift their community. This is the story of the Envision Hilltop Community Plan, a roadmap for investment built by the people for the people. Launched in 2020, the Envision Hilltop Plan represented 18 months of community and stakeholder input around how they wanted to see their neighborhood grow and thrive. Through these discussions and looking at existing conditions, we identified 3 common pillars: people, place, and home. Focusing on these 3 pillars, this resident-driven plan addresses everything from health and education to creating safe, vibrant spaces and ensuring housing affordability for all. One early success of the plan is the construction and opening of the new Hilltop Early Learning Center at 45 South Clarendon Avenue. This $22 million investment expands access to free and affordable pre-K for families living in the Hilltop. Residents and community partners have come together on several occasions for neighborhood beautification projects, including the West Broad Street Unification Project, a joint effort between the Highland West and Westgate neighborhoods. This collaborative spirit is empowering residents and creating a brighter future for the Hilltop. Rooted in the lived experiences of its residents and leveraging the Hilltop's unique strengths, this plan is more than just a document. It's a testament to the dedication and optimism of this community. Join us as we explore the successes of the Envision Hilltop Community Plan and witness the incredible impact of a community working together to build a stronger tomorrow.
We started the Financial Life Skills program through a grant from Celebrate One. Currently, we have funding from the Envision Hilltop Plan, and we've supported 59 graduates through that funding over the last year. It's a 6-week money management program. At the end of the program, everyone receives a financial incentive of $252, and they also also gain knowledge about resources around finances and education. We teach people about budgeting, credit, banking, and really try to remove barriers around financial literacy and questions people may have. So you might have never learned about how to make a budget or what credit is and why it's valuable to really everything that we do. One of the things that a lot of folks will say is like we're resource rich but knowledge poor. And so through our financial life skills program and our resource website, we've been able to like really bring that knowledge and make those connections through community partners.
Hilltop Rise is an economic development nonprofit with a mission to drive mindful economic growth and development for the Hilltop. We know that Columbus and the region continue to grow and will continue to grow. We know that change and development is coming here. We want to be able to advocate for the neighborhood and have a seat at the table to help make sure that the development that comes here benefits not only the future residents but the current residents as well.
We formed Hilltop Rise after listening to Mayor Hitler when he announced Envision Hilltop in 2020. And I recall very specifically he said, this is your plan. This is a community plan. The city isn't going to do it for you or to you, but with you. And I took that as a challenge, and I knew that what the Hilltop was missing was a full-time advocate, somebody who would wake up every day and say, what can I do to better the Hilltop?
In the short term, in the next few years, we will continue the redevelopment of the historic Hilltop Bank block, including the space we're in now. We will also, as a young organization, we spend a lot of time with relationship building. We still have a long way to go. There's still a lot of businesses and property owners and residents who are not real familiar with us. And then in the next 5 to 10 years, we hope to stand up and launch a special improvement district, or SID, and that can really be transformative in terms of providing services for businesses.
We didn't get here overnight, and it's going to take, years, if not decades, to see measurable change. But what we see as the start of that, and that's what's so exciting about this entire block.
The Mid-Ohio Farm on the Hilltop is a collaboration space where science and innovation meets traditional growing practices. We aim to be a hub for urban agriculture as well as other science approaches and education to get the community more connected to where their food's coming from. Our main goal with bringing the community in is to make sure that them, as general consumers, they're a little bit more aware of the decisions that they make and the food choices that they make. So we have a strategy called Food is Health. We want to make sure that we're getting more nutritionally dense foods into our neighbors' hands, and nothing's more fresh than something that's grown right across the street from where you live. The Hilltop neighborhood has a lot of pride, and we're proud to be a part of that neighborhood. A lot of people don't know this, but actually years ago there were greenhouses, so horticulture and plant pathology practices were happening out in this space. We aim to bring that back to this culture here and start to build a community around food as part of a major priority of what we are looking to be able to bring to the community's idea of what food looks like.
The Envision Hilltop Community Plan is a powerful example of what can be achieved when residents are put first and empowered to share their own future. We're already making a tangible difference. Residents and community partners from South Central Hilltop and Highland West are working along Sullivan Avenue and West Broad Street to keep our neighborhoods safe and clean by organizing regular litter pickups. By focusing on people, place, and home, and with an unwavering commitment to resident-driven implementation, the Hilltop is becoming an even more vibrant and inclusive place to live, work, and thrive. To learn more about the Envision Hilltop Community Plan and how you can get involved, visit envisionhilltop.org or contact Nick Plauk with the Department of Neighborhoods. The journey continues, and the future of the Hilltop is looking brighter together.
This work is open to the public, and there are opportunities to get involved and be engaged and do the work that is happening in this neighborhood. You can come find me after this meeting if you would like to get involved. You can engage with any of our subcommittee chairs and the work that they're doing. And you can always find information about us and the work that's happening at envisionhilltop.org. So please go enjoy the food, enjoy engaging with folks, enjoy the farm, and thank you all so much for coming out tonight.